Tucked away in the misty peaks of northern Georgia, Fort Mountain State Park spans over 4,000 acres between Chatsworth and Ellijay. This land holds secrets as old as time, whispering through its dense forests and rugged trails. But there's one question that no one has answered yet. What happened here centuries ago? The park's origins date back to 1936, when Atlanta businessman Ivan Allen Sr. donated nearly 2,000 acres of land to the state. His goal was to preserve the mountain's natural beauty and create a space for public recreation. Soon after, the Civilian Conservation Corps, a New Deal program created during the Great Depression, got to work. They carved out the park's trails, constructed its 17-acre lake, and built the now iconic stone fire tower near the mountain's summit. The fire tower, made from local quartzite stone, was a vital lookout for forest fires. It's also home to a more personal story. The lead stonemason, Arnold Bailey, carved a heart into the structure as a tribute to his future wife, Margaret. The tower stood as a beacon of safety until the 1960s, when it was abandoned for a more modern steel tower. Over the years, it fell into disrepair, enduring vandalism and even a mysterious fire in 1971. In 2014, it was lovingly restored, preserving its history, but perhaps not its peace. Today, the park is a beloved destination for hiking, horseback riding, and fishing, but its serene views hide ancient secrets. At the heart of the mystery is an ancient stone wall that snakes across the mountain's summit, a crumbling structure of local quartzite rock stretching 855 feet. Its height and width vary in a way that feels too deliberate to be accidental. Built between 500 and 1500 CE, its exact origins remain unknown. Legends tell us it may have been constructed by the Moon-Eyed people, an otherworldly race described in Cherokee folklore. These beings were said to be small, pale-skinned, and nocturnal, blinded by the sunlight but brilliant under the moon's glow. According to the Cherokee, these strange people were driven away by their ancestors, perhaps into hiding or perhaps into extinction. Did they leave this wall behind as a final defense, or an altar for forgotten rituals? Others tie it to Prince Madoc, a Welsh explorer said to have reached America centuries before Columbus. His followers supposedly built this and other mysterious structures as fortifications. Could this explain why the wall zigzags, with gaps and low points that hint at tactical design? And then there's the idea that the wall wasn't built for defense at all. Some believe it was a ceremonial site, a sacred space used for rituals and astronomical observations. But whatever its purpose, one fact remains: the wall stands as a haunting monument to an era long forgotten. But that's only the beginning of Fort Mountain's mysteries. Stories of ghostly figures and strange lights have surrounded this site for decades. Visitors to the park often report an eerie feeling as they approach the wall, and feeling a deep, unshakable sense of being watched from the trees. The air grows heavy, the forest falls silent, and shadowy figures are often seen darting between the stones, only to vanish into thin air. Others have heard faint whispers in languages they can't understand, carried on the mountain breeze. The stone fire tower also has its share of ghostly activity. Climbers report hearing the sound of heavy footsteps on the stairs, though no one else is inside. Cold spots appear suddenly and faint voices echo through the structure, possibly the spirits of the CCC workers who built it or something far older. Some even believe the fire in 1971 wasn't caused by vandals, but by an unearthly force tied to the mountain's dark past. Even the park's lake has a reputation for the unexplained. Some believe it's haunted by the spirits of those who lived here long before the park's creation. Fishermen have reported seeing ripples in the water with no source, as though something or someone beneath the surface is stirring. Some have also reported seeing glowing orbs hovering above the surface before disappearing into the depths. And there are whispers of a figure standing at the water's edge, always just out of focus, watching silently before fading into the fog. And then there's the forest itself. Many hikers report the unnerving sensation of being followed, their every step mirrored by something unseen. Shadows dart between the trees just out of sight. Some have even claimed to hear soft footsteps behind them, only to find there's no one there. Is it wildlife? Is it spirits of the Moon-Eyed people, or something even darker? One thing's for certain: Fort Mountain State Park is no ordinary destination. It's a place where history refuses to stay buried, where every stone and shadow seems to hold a story. Its legends and hauntings are as much part of the landscape as the ancient trees and crumbling stones. Whether you come for the hiking trails, the ancient wall, or the fire tower's panoramic views, you'll leave with a feeling that you've only scratched the surface of its secrets. So, the next time you find yourself standing on that ancient summit, staring out over North Georgia's landscape, or walking the trails, pause for a moment and feel the weight of the mountain's secrets pressing in around you. And ask yourself, what truly happened here long ago? And who walked these paths before us? And who or what might still linger? Thanks for exploring Fort Mountain's haunted secrets with me. We've still got a lot of ground to cover across Georgia, as each county is hiding its own chilling tales. So make sure to follow so you don't miss the next haunted stop. And I'll see you in the next one, if you're brave enough to join.